So what I thought I'd do is I'd record some memories of AltSpace while it's still up. Let's just get everything sorted out. So just close this for a second. This is the starting point. It's fairly empty, but you got that nice background music. And you got this little menu at the bottom. You click on this little icon. You click on this little icon. Then you have the menu pop up. You have items which are currently going on at the moment, like the campfire. That's where most people go, and then underneath you have featured events, and then your activities. So let's just go through some of them one by one. Let's create an activity and just go and explore a little bit. I really like to try and find. I tell you what, let's go into. Let's go into here. This is probably the one that I spent the most time in. So this is probably one of my favorite environments. It's a Japanese dojo, and it has moving water outside. The environment is really quite beautiful. As you can see, I've got my touch controllers working, and if I use my click I can teleport. And these little enclosures here, this is a little 2D enclosure. Into here, for example, I can type in a URL and then, for example, play YouTube videos. It's quite a beautiful environment, as you can see. I mean, my memories really are just coming in here and testing a lot of apps on my own. But every now and again I'd get other people in here as well. Little secret thing here, if you actually aim the right way and start moving back, there's actually a little hidden walkway. So yeah, actually go a little way into the sky and get a better view. So as I said, it is a really beautiful environment. Now this is one of the 3D enclosures that we have here. I'm actually going to type a URL into here that's just actually clear. So you type and you bring up this virtual keyboard. If it's going to let me type. Is it going to let me type? Let's try that again. VR. So this is often where I would test things. Anything that you load into here is essentially a web page, and that web page gets interpreted and gets converted into geometry. And the system that I was working on, sort of a personal project, was essentially a system that allowed you to develop these. So you'll see a whole ton of stuff just got loaded in here. These are 3JS objects, and the SDK that AltSpace was actually based on accepted A-frame and 3JS objects. So for example, these are just native objects. So I'm standing on a cube. There's obviously a piece of text there. I'm using the same default texture for all of these objects. There's a torus knot over there. The animation is actually using a library called tween.js. You can specify various positions and it will interpolate between them. This is just literally the same box again, except it's been rotated and squashed and manually positioned. And over there we've got a simple plane. So really, all that you just saw me do is load content from a web server that's been configured to basically act as a web page, and it pulls content out and renders it into AltSpace. And that's how you could write web apps and load them into AltSpace. And most, so this stuff here, this graphics that you're seeing here, this is all the native stuff that the talented designers at AltSpace actually produced. But this other stuff, anybody could write an app, a web app, and host it. Most of them host them on GitHub, for example, and then as people into the room, they get uh, they get rendered into the space. That's how people made their apps. I also remember having lots of fun in here. So just because this is also about memories as more than anything, there's a couple of little native objects on the side here that aren't really available anywhere else. Got little lightsabers. But there was always this slight problem here. You'll see. Oh no, okay, maybe not. If this particular app, what I've done is I've made it. There you go. You saw it slightly bugging out there, slightly. Yeah, essentially this allocated space here for the enclosure is sort of protected. So if you try to bring native objects into there, you'll see them bug out because that space is protected. Wow, it really, yeah, it's really very protected. So yeah, basically whatever's loaded here, and my application just happened to take over the whole space, so it's actually a full space application. But we used to do lots of things in here. So for example, I've got lots of screenshots of turning this place into a massive drawing app, um, and it was very popular. And people could basically draw. I've got screenshots of that, so that was pretty cool. Yeah, and this is just one of my absolute favorite spaces. I think it was used for things like meditation. Um, but yeah, no dynamic lighting though, but it's still a beautiful space. So I hope it can be rescued somehow. Right, where should we go next? Right, so let's go to the tavern. So the tavern is like a medieval tavern, and they used to do lots of things like have Dungeons and Dragons and things like that. To be honest, when I first came in here in December last year, I was just blown away. We used to organize a few parties and things like that. Basically, just get a whole bunch of people in here, and we'd just be interacting with these objects. So these are the interactable objects, which are part of AltSpace itself. You can't actually load these in, but they have a base level of physics associated with them. So you can pick them up, and they sort of bounce off the walls and things. Yeah, this is one of the earliest rooms that I ever went in. And then you realize at some point that if you find a surface you can teleport up here. And there's an enclosure over here. So for example, I would test applications in here from time to time. And actually only just the other day I realized that AltSpace actually supports WebGL shaders. So if you look up WebGL shader and actually run it in the browser, let's do that. This is a little bit awkward sometimes. I keep losing track of my hands, unfortunately. Let's go. So there you go. There's a web browser. Now, even though the web page is 2D, it's loaded into the space as actually 3D. So let's do shader demo. Oh, keep losing my hand tracking. Uh, let's have a look. Let's see if we can find one that works. They don't all work, unfortunately. Oh, is that working? Compile successfully. I guess it did. Let's go back and find one that's a little bit more dynamic. Uh, there you go. Can you see? Can you see the background changing? That's actually running in a browser. So all these custom shaders. Yeah, that's nice. So that sky effect is actually being dynamically generated. So yeah, basically, if that code, that background, let's see if I can click full screen. What does that do? Nothing. Okay. Yeah. Hide code. Oh, there you go. So yeah, basically, um, any enclosure could have that loaded in, and that would then render. So it could be turned into a skybox, for example. Unfortunately, I only discovered this a couple of days ago, but yeah. So other than spending a bit of time in here when I first started, I haven't spent a lot of time in here. There's various enclosures around the place. You'll see them with that little button. Let's go to another one. Let's really like to find a way. This activity, start an activity. Let's do house party. This is a nice one. Anybody could create activities, by the way. So you could create activities or events, and they were sort of like rooms, but they were sort of, if people left, then the whole room would basically shut down. So this is a beautiful environment. Again, they're all very high quality. The obviously it's a little bit smoke and mirrors. If you go out to an area that they never expected you to actually go, then you'll start to see it break down a little bit. So, for example, you can sort of, even though you can't get any closer to the wall, you can sort of stick your head through, so and teleport through. And if you go through into here, oh, there's nothing in here. It's just an empty garage, which is kind of spooky. I mean, it's kind of spooky anyway, just being in this empty house on your own. If you stick your head through here, for example, look, there's another area that they never did anything with. And this, the point of this was basically it's a pool party, and it's got this nice water effect that they add to the water itself, so you can see that. And there's actually, you notice down here, this is one of the apps that's auto-loaded in here, so you can add music and things like that. I don't really want to. Okay, let's turn that off just in case. I don't want to have problems with content being censored. So yeah, lots of interactables in here. Take a burger, put it on the barbecue, wait for it to cook. Look, it's changing colour. Get a burger, get a bread and cheese. Yeah, that looks done. There you go, it becomes a burger. Little things that they added. They're very simple interactions, but for the most part, AltSpace was about socializing. So these little toys and things really were just for just sort of a distraction while you're chatting to people. You'd be surprised at what used to just amuse people. So you know, oh, it's this one, I think. It was well made. I keep knocking into objects in my flat, unfortunately. There you go. There was a little bug in here actually as well. You could teleport into here if you aim just right. Oh, they fixed it. Oh, okay. They fixed it. You used to be able to get onto the roof. Yeah, they fixed it. Oh well. Oh, that's strange. Can just teleport it to my head. But other than that, no, this was just a cool place to hang out. There's actually also a nighttime version of this as well, which I'll show you. If I can find it. People Tavern. Oh, there you go. House Party Fireworks. So I'm just going to create a whole bunch of these events now, just to show them off. So this one is exactly the same scene, the exact same building, but obviously it's at night, so the lighting is different. People used to have parties in here as well. The pool party looks amazing. Look at the steam and everything on the surface. And the other difference is, I've never actually seen this before, but that's quite interesting. I've never seen this. Ah, see, this was done on the 4th of July, and they could use it to generate fireworks. And then we came out here on the 4th of July and watched them. It was really cool. So that's nice. And I can only see this because I'm moderator in the space now. Swirl oval. Huh. Nice. Oh. Nice. Yeah. Other than that, it's pretty much the same. They've just lit it completely differently, so it obviously looks different. It is a beautiful environment. Right. Moving on. Right. Start an activity. Let's go to the 3D theater. This is good. This is really cool. Right, let's just immediately stop this because it's going to start playing something. Tell you what, let's just click stop. There you go. So, oh goodness me, it's not gonna let me stop, is it? That's annoying. Wait. I tell you what. Pause. Right, pause. Right, so let's skip all these things. Right, okay, here we go. So you got a 360 video player, and as you just saw, for the admin, they've got this what's it called? They've got this user interface that they can use, and the user interface then becomes something which they can load in videos, and all these videos are videos from YouTube. So yeah, it's entirely configurable, and it's a shared space, so anybody can come in and watch a video together, which is amazing. Yeah, so for example, if I skip, there we go. Now we're floating around in space. Such an awesome app, this one. Very, very simple as well. What they've done is they've taken that same YouTube app that they've developed, and they've added a couple extra parameters. And then when it loads, if it sees those extra parameters, it takes the app as it was, and instead of turning it into a square, they wrapped it around in 360 degrees, which is just amazing. It really is. Right, let's just recenter for a second. So that's how easy it is to reset. And let's try another one. What else? So this let's do this one. So this is something made by a friend of mine, Zillophane, and he entirely created this from scratch. So the space, actually, I don't know if I recognize this space, but everything that you see here, this is all Zillophane's work. So he's created this application using A-frame, and watch. If you click on the individual objects, you'll see that they play a sound. And so the point of this is, you see this circle in front. Well, that's beats, and obviously that's 180 beats per second. And so you end up with each one of those blobs represents a different instrument. Yeah, and it's all interactable. So if I add a couple of these extra, and hit play, it's a little interactive music app. As I said, entirely developed by the community, or rather specifically Zillophane, who came to the SDK meetup. Yeah, and any number of people could be in this shared space together, playing with it or coming up with ideas, so it's good. Where next? Let's go to Let's go to the jungle maze. Now this is one of the first places I ever came in, and actually just around here, and sometimes we'd also teleport up onto the ledge up there. Let's do it. You're not really supposed to be able to get up here, but anyway. Then you can see just how beautiful this is. So, huge maze. I mean, to be fair, I've never actually bothered spending a lot of time going through here. I'm not a massive fan of mazes, but yeah. And they also put invisible walls, so you can't just teleport up, which is pretty cool. But there are ways, as with everything. Look, where'd that butterfly go? Oh, here you go. Look. I think it's just decoration. Just ignore me. I'll tell you what, let's cheat and see if we can teleport to the end, because I'm just sort of curious. I have been there before. Oh no. Oh well, doesn't matter. If that was good enough, I deserve to get to the end. Right, start activity. What else should I show you? I'll show you holograms against humanity, but I think it's been done to death. Essentially, it's Cards Against Humanity, but in VR. Sculpt Together. This is a really good one. So, if this is going to load, it takes us a few seconds. So when they add an extra app into the area, they can attach a little button like this. And with this one, essentially, it pulls up a website. You click on it, activate your controller, and now this big empty space. So you look down, it resets your view. This big empty space is now an art canvas. So you've seen things like Tilt Brush and A Brush, which is the A-frame version of it. Essentially, this was the AltSpace version of it. So it's exactly the same, except that it's in AltSpace. So it means it's in a shared environment. And this is the one that I was saying earlier. I used to do originally in the Japanese dojo. Yeah. And this is one of the big empty areas as well. So basically, you could load anything you wanted to here. I could even load the app that I had earlier into here. And you'd see it huge. Let's open up another one. What else to show you? This is a nice one. So this is a beautiful environment. The reflection on the floors and things. You see me. So they did have some fancy stuff in here. It's like just a reflective mirror. You can see me with my touch controllers. Hey. And obviously you could customize your own avatar. They had a fairly limited selection of different types of avatars, and most people tended to just pick a certain set of colors and just stick with them. So this place is really beautiful, and this is actually where we had our Christmas carols. So we were all singing Christmas carols in here on the, I don't know, it was about the 22nd or something of December. And actually this place is a little bit spooky. You can actually click on one of these. Oh, there you go. I clicked on the right one. I think it's the skull. And look, the door moves away. And there's actually a little underground thing here. Oh, there you go. Oh, look. And then you've got a, although it's not actually lit by this. I think it's because the lighting is baked in a lot of these scenes, so this doesn't actually light up the books. It's just like another little hidden space. Tracking is pretty close for an interactable object. There's a little bit of vibration. Yeah, this is just absolutely beautiful, this space. If you look outside, you'll notice there's a little area down there. And if we go outside, look, there it is down there. If you look outside and we come over here, go through this little netted portal. Now we're actually down here, so you can see the building up there. Yeah. Didn't spend a lot of time outside here, but yeah, in here it's really nice. I think they did a lot of book talks and things like that in here. So, yeah, this is really nice. I hope this one gets saved. Let's go to. Oh yeah, let's go to the. Let's see if I can create one with the. Oh, I didn't want to create an event. So, start an activity. So I'm hoping that there should be one that is that room. Where is it? Alien attack. Let's do. Yeah, let's do UFO invasion. I'd like to be able to show you the empty room, but I don't know if it's actually there. It's a little bit annoying. So this is what the room looks like by default. I don't know if it's the app is automatically going to get loaded in here, but loads of things used to be done in here. So there's a couple of rooms where they dress it all up in various colors, and they okay. So you can see the app now being loaded over the top, like that red thing up there, and that purple thing up there is not supposed to be there. Oh look, there you go. It just loaded in. So that's how this app works. You had like the base level sort of baked environments, and then you dress it up over the top with custom stuff, custom scripted apps and things like this. And this is actually a big TV screen. Let's see if I can create one. Let's see if I can. Oh look, Tanabe's online. Okay, wow. Let's see if I go down to SDK rooms. Let's see if I can find one. SDK. No, it doesn't look like it's. Oh, there you go. Like SDK app high rise. That's the one I wanted to show off. See, the thing about the SDK apps is a lot of times you got access to things which you didn't normally. So this is what it looks like un yeah unenhanced by an app. So just teleport up here. You'll notice when we go outside, somewhere there you go. Look, there's a thing where you can type in a URL and it will load that app. So I could enhance it with my own app, and I have done it from time to time. But this is just a really nice space. They had loads of talks in here. So, for example, there was a lady called Vivian who gave a talk about VR, aging in VR, and they had presentations from SVVR in here, and they had Duncan Trussell, and a couple of other people did stand up. Drew Carey. It's really good. Yeah, beautiful space, and I think this is one of the earlier spaces as well. Oh, that's right. I also remember during the SVVR demo, I brought some people in here, and there's a guy. What's his name? I can't remember his name now. The Nora Biak, the guy who made. Oh, Kai. That's right. He made a piano, and we put the piano in here. So there's actually a space just here, but it doesn't look like there's a thing for me to fill in. But anyway, this doesn't look like there's an enclosure there now, but normally there is. And we put a piano in here, and I actually remember showing this Chinese girl how to play the piano in here, which is amazing. And one of the admins came in. It was great. Let's see what else is here. I want to go and say hello to Tanabe in a second. So let's go up here. SDK grids. You already seen those. Planetarium. and just trying to stick to the ones where I've got like strong memories of like various things that actually happened. So this is one of the first other first areas that I went in. You can tell from the music that it's quite spooky, um, and it is. First time I came in here, it was like kind of kind of terrifying. I've never really been one for horror games on in VR yet. I've barely played them at all. But actually, I had two amazing experiences in here. The first one is you come in and you hear that spooky music, but actually, um, they've got various videos in here. This is just like a video player room. So, for example, you could just put on. I was going to play an advert. How can I skip this? There you go, skip. Look at this woman. She's looking right at you. Kind of spooky. Yeah, it's just like a little animated GIF, like just a like little creepy picture. And people were in here dancing, and they were do 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 do, and everyone was watching. It was amazing. And another time I came in here, and there was a guy called Kyle, and he found out a way to actually be able to escape gravity. And he was just flying around, spooking people out, completely in black, so no one could see him. It was great. It's just a great environment, you know, really spooky. Walking around in the dark in VR, that spooky music, like in this. Yeah, it's great. You can teleport onto these bales of hay. You can get a little bit higher. How do I get up there? Is there like a little surface? There you go. So now I'm up on top. Yep. I'm gonna
sorry I didn't believe you.
keep moving so that I don't get
Can I ask you something?
copyrighted.
What?
Let's go
Oh,
to
I can't.
campfire.
Yes.
So campfire is actually where most people arrive first of all. Well, actually, they go to the welcome space, but the campfire is one of the one of the um, first places. So you can pick up these sticks, and they've just added some basic functionality onto there. And you can like cook marshmallows, and then you can eat them. And you'll notice there's little cats in here and cats and dogs. Well, they had an event; they specifically added these, and that event was for Pets Day, I think. Um, if you get one of these fireworks, you can spawn 3 of these interactables at a time. So you have hundreds of people. So you like these? So you'll notice that these are enclosures as well. So little conversation starters, perhaps. People tend to be really friendly in these places. And if you do pick up these sticks, then you can come over to here, something that I used to like to do, and just play around here. Mr. Sandman. Yeah, so I mean, obviously all of this stuff is baked. So pre-baked stuff means that there's no real-time lighting or anything. I mean, it looks fairly nice. Yeah, it's alright. It's not my favorite area, but you know, I had some good conversations. It's always nice to sort of walk over here, away from the crowd a little bit. You can hear that music kick in. Very nostalgic. Um, yeah, and by getting away from the crowd a little bit, you could have better conversations. Um, and they also had an Easter egg hunt in here as well, which was amazing. So you'd go around and Catch the least hands. Catch the least eggs. What else am I going to show you? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. So this is all web-based. This is all of these interfaces and everything. So these are the events coming up. Obviously, there's only a couple of days left. If you are interested, you can put a little star in it. Yeah. Let's go to this one. This is one of my absolute favorite areas, but there might be people here, so I might not be able to stay here very long. And
Minimize AltSpace.
All right, everybody
okay.
stay where there are. We're going to switch back and see if we see any more avatars pop.
Okay, so this space here, sorry, this space here, this beautiful huge building is one of the exhibition rooms. This is where the SDK meetups used to be. Goodness me, that guy's loud. Yeah, no, obviously, I mean, it's nighttime now and you can see the stars. Oh, wow, and you can really see that the moon has gotten very, very close. You'll notice that that's the moon from Majora's Mask. But other than that, wow, that's really close. God, that guy's noisy. But yeah, so this space that we're in right now, this space was actually used as a welcome center for the longest time. So essentially, this building here isn't here. This is actually a custom one, and it's live, so that's why there's other people in here. But yeah, essentially, I'll try to move away. Essentially, this sort of space is something that people would use for their nighttime events and things like that. So I'm just doing a sort of a recording a little like memories video. So I'll try not to catch people's conversations or anything. Is that? Oh, yeah. So yeah. I will go somewhere else so to not disturb these people. Let's have a look. Start an activity. Let's go to the disc golf. You probably thought I was being very unfriendly. It's not my intention. So this area in here is the disc golf game. So essentially you go around and you throw frisbees and you try to get the score at the end. And I've spent a good couple of hours just sat in this lobby, just chatting to people from all around the world. I've had a really amazing time, just literally just standing in this little area here. It's been absolutely amazing, you know, absolutely amazing. I don't know what else to say. I mean, the golf game itself is okay. I'm not a massive fan of it, you know. You sort of go through the teleporter. It doesn't use the hands at all, so it just uses your head tracking, and then you press the button and then let go. There you go. So, and then you got to try and get it to the end, and the number of times it takes you to do. There you go, up there. Oh, there you go. I'm rubbish at it. I never found it very interesting, so had its own little web page. I think that is nearly it, and because then I'm going to go and see if I can catch my friend and say hello. There's lots of other things in here, but they're not things that I ever spent any time doing. Really, dress up app. I never really spent any time doing it, so I don't have special memories of it. I'm sure other people are recording videos of things that they remember. I do remember Gauntlet being made by Ducky. Let's go in that because that one does have the more neutral exhibition space. So here we go. So this is what the exhibition space looks like normally. Oh, except you just saw the background disappear and you know, nighttime and the moon again. But for a second you did. You see that there's obviously a big screen in front here, so you could have presentations. And I think there was a Portuguese developer meetup that was held here. It has this little mirror here, and you can see my little control stuff on the bottom left-hand corner there. Yeah. And so, yeah, Ducky created this. Oh, he specifically made this part over here, so it's sort of like a gauntlet. Very, very simple, but effective. You have to try and time it and get through here. Actually, you can just mostly teleport. Like if you just click wildly, there you go. You can jump through, but you get a nice view of the building from here. So that's nice. People there used to be nighttime events in here. I can't remember what they're called now, but yeah, really really fun and very very busy events. Essentially, people on a Friday night or Saturday night used to get together in here and just yeah, just chill out and chat, and they were drinking and having a good time. It was really good. And actually, I don't think there is a moon on this one, but you used to be able to teleport up onto the moon as well, so that you can sort of teleport up onto the trees, get a bit of height. I think there's actually there used to be a way also to teleport onto the roof. I don't know if that's still here. Oh, I just wedged myself under. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I can't work out how to do it. So yeah, I absolutely. And this is the space that we used to come for the SDK meetups. And so what they would do is they would use this room, and we'd all gather in there. And you can see the videos online on YouTube if you go to AltSpaceVR on YouTube. And they would then demonstrate whatever somebody was working on right here in front of you. So you really got you know, first class tickets to see people's work live in VR. That was quite amazing. Anyway, I think that's pretty much everything. I think that's going to be everything that I can think of. Let's just go through these. Alien attack. I don't know. Meditation. That's the. Oh, let's go to the MDC demo plaza. So this place was developed by NBC, and there are videos online of people coming to watch the 2016 debates between the Republicans and the Democrats in the US. They had the big screen here, and then yeah, they would just stand out in the street. And I actually had some really interesting interactions here. I remember that there was this one guy. Let's see if I can find him. Unfortunately, it doesn't show in these friend request lists and things like that the actual amount of time that's spent. They just it doesn't say when they were last online. That would have been a nice thing. But yeah, there was a really talented guy, and he used to just play the banjo, and he came and just played the banjo for a few hours, and we all just sat around and listened. It was great. Trying to I can't remember him. Like, so many names. Obviously, I don't remember everybody's name. There's certain names stick out. God, look, so many names. There's my alt. That's for when I was testing on my PVR. Look, Speedo. Yeah. The future is next week. So many names. Anyway. Yeah, he just stood on the stage here and just played to us. We got to enjoy him playing. It was great. Ooh, I'll tell you what I do want to show. There's another one. I just thought of another one. Is the art gallery. I wonder if I can find that. Is there an art? So Paint Studio is in the exhibition space. Let's see if I can. Oh, I'll tell you what. Let's look at the. Yeah, this one's good. This is a little beach. Okay, this is very nostalgic as well. I mean, essentially, that's a big video player here, and people just played videos on it, and you just gather and have a little party. And there's a few enclosures here, so there's one there. But yeah, we had lots of parties here, like lots of little gatherings and things, and people would just used to play YouTube videos. Yeah, not the most detailed of environments. This one sort of strikes me as perhaps one of the earlier ones, because when you go outside, it's sort of empty. But I don't know, it does what it's supposed to do. Let's see if I can find any of the other ones. I don't know. Gauntlet, no. Boss monster, no. No. I think it's the environments that I mostly want to show off. Molecule viewer. Oh, okay. Let's go to the SDK app studio. That one is a very small space. It's perfect if you just wanted to show off something very simple. So yeah, just this tiny little space. You got I don't know what the hell that is now. Into time, okay. But yeah, you got a little app in the middle here. So I don't know why they added this. I don't know who thinks this is fun, but obviously somebody worked on it. Yeah, but I remember setting this up to demo my work. I would put Twitch stream up here, and I would have the content of my app here. And that's it, really. So, right, I think that's it. It's a shame because there's at least one more environment that I would like to show off, but I actually can't see it in here, so I don't think it really matters. And that would be like this the spaceship. And I think that's gone. So yeah. The molecule view is held in this place. Team health check. I don't know what a lot of these things are. Let's do holograms. I'm curious as to where this actually gets loaded. I hope it's on the ship. No, that's not. Oh, okay, so it's in the nighttime space. That's strange. Yeah, okay. There you go. Yeah, it's a nice app. It does what you'd expect it to. Yeah, I wasn't a massive fan of that game. Anyway, I think I'm going to end the recording here, which is sad, but that's just the way it is. Yep. Well, see you later, guys.